Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We're back here today with a little update on the best champions to take to 7-star, rank 2, or even rank 3. Now, at the end of the day, this is mostly going to be a best champions to take to rank 2 sort of thing. You can't really get a rank 3 without doing Necropolis yet at the time of this upload. So, if you're smart enough to get through the Necropolis, either completion or exploration, well, I think you're smart enough to know which champion you want to take to rank 3. If you're looking for some guidance, you can use this list as that as well. At the end of the day, the 7-star pool is still not super huge. There are actually almost 100 now in total, but there are 250 champions in the game. So the best ones kind of stick out, all right? That being said, let's start jumping into it today with the skill class, all right? Now, in my opinion, the 7-star skill class, even though skill is my favorite class in the game, the 7-star skill class is the weakest in my opinion. So when it comes to top options here, all right, we are looking at, in my opinion, Mantis and Black Cat. Now, Mantis, launch pool champion. Black Cat, locked behind a 1.5 million loyalty crystal. Most people do not have her. Lots of people have Mantis. Mantis is absolutely phenomenal, especially as a 7-star, an early 7-star, because where she's used best is in shorter health pools like Alliance War or Battlegrounds when she's punching down on 6 stars, and she does it exceptionally well. So a rank 2 Mantis is going to kill most things with the special too, especially if they have a blue border. Black Cat, unbelievable, especially with the Black Widow relic, one of my most wanted 7-stars right now. I really hope I get her from the next loyalty crystal, man, because, or just put her in the base pool, all right? Shift the crystals, put her in the base pool. I just want a Black Cat. She's so good, dude. She's so good. All right, moving on. We have Shang-Chi, all right? One thing to note, Shang-Chi is in the Titan pool right now. In a few weeks, the Titan pool is going to shift. I don't have a distinction on this list as to whether champions are in Incursions or in the Loyalty Crystal or in the Titan pool, right? Because someone could be watching this in 2 months where Shang-Chi is in the basic pool and not the Titan Crystal, right? So everything is kind of shifting around still. The 7-stars are still kind of new to the game. So it's just any 7-stars that exist right now, all right? So Shang-Chi, fantastic champion. Not much to say about him, right? Has strong control over the fight. One thing that's great about Shang-Chi as a 7-star is he has the full combat power rate as if he was rank 5 as a 6-star, which is something that we never really got to see from Shang-Chi as he was developing as a 6-star, which is nice. Crossbones, the damage on this guy is absolutely nuts. That was a Discord notification, me, not you. I turned it off. It's not going to happen again. So, Crossbones, the damage on this guy, absolutely beyond insane. He does not need to be duped, all right? Let's start going over some of these little icons. So, the little star, that means wants to be duped, right? Like better with their sig ability. Crossbones gets the Purify. 50% chance to purify a debuff. At sig 200, goes up to 90%. So, it's actually that little arrow that means likes high sig. However, Crossbones, great example, does not need it. He has all of his utility aside from Purify unduped, okay? So, Crossbones, I would rank 2 for sure unduped if I got one, all right? But, of course, if he's duped, it's a no-brainer. Now, we have Killmonger. Killmonger, in my opinion, is still a little underwhelming on attack, even as a 7-star, even as a 7-star rank 2. However, if you're a big Battlegrounds person, if you're an Alliance War Alliance, Killmonger is absolutely fantastic. I fought a rank 3 Killmonger boss today with my 7-star rank 2 Strife, went into the fight pre-ramped, like more than like halfway fully ramped, and the block damage was out of this world against that rank 3 Killmonger. So Killmonger could be a very solid rank up for you, especially if he's duped, okay? Up next, we have OG Black Panther. Now, this guy is actually kind of insane as a 7-star. The bleeds are fantastic. The yellow numbers are great, especially if you run him with the Hercules synergy for the Infuriate debuff. Really solid champion. He gets some really great defensive ability, accuracy reduction, and purify ability from the sig ability. He does actually really want to be at a high sig though for that to be reliable. It's kind of hard to get 7-stars at a high sig right now unless you're like really wailing out on paragons. As you guys know, I spend more than the average bear, and my highest sig, I think I have one sig 60 and like a few sig 40s. So until sig stones exist, it's kind of unrealistic for 99.99% of people, even very big spenders, to get hit high 6-7 stars, okay? Jabari Panther, one of the most underrated champions in the game. I've seen a lot of people being upset they're pulling her from the Titan Crystal. I get it. She's not as sexy as some of the other champions in that, right? You want to get the Photon. You want to get the champion who's new and exciting. At the end of the day, if you pulled the Jabari from the Titan, you shouldn't really be upset because she has a lot of great utility and a lot of very underrated damage. Cleanse is so powerful, and she has Cleanse every time she attacks the opponent, shuts off nodes like Hazard Shift and Biohazard, stuff like that, right? Fantastic for Jessica Jones. Very, very, very strong damage output from the bleeds, very quick in Battlegrounds, especially as a 7-star, okay? I would totally rank to a Jabari. Up next, we have Shield, one of the newest champions entering the game. Yeah, I just talked very highly about Cleanse. Shield has a lot of Cleanse as well, and she also has bleeds. She's kind of like Jabari Panther. How about that? But yeah, most people probably don't have a 7-star Shield yet. If you do, she could be a solid rank 2 option. She's a lot of fun, and her animations are absolutely incredible. Now, I do want to point out that I did put every single 7-star that currently exists on this list, okay? And that includes Hawkeye down here. Now, first and foremost, Hawkeye, when he's duped, a little bit underrated. Nowadays, we have Kate Bishop. She's just better, right? Add pretty much everything. But at the end of the day, Hawkeye duped, if he's one of your only 7 stars, right? If you have like 3 7 stars and one of them was a duped Hawkeye, those critical bleeds are kind of decent, all right? But there are probably better options. Now, I put Korg and Atuma down here in debatable. Obviously, their value cannot be overstated in Battlegrounds, right? If you don't play Battlegrounds, you probably don't need to rank up your Korg. You probably don't need to rank up your Atuma. When it comes to Atuma as well, unduped Atuma as a 7-star, you know, the high challenger rating is going to be decent, going to be more of a stall on defense, and as he ramps up, depending on the node in the Battlegrounds meta, he could be okay on defense, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, unduped Atuma, not going to be moving the needle too much for you. He could be decent if you have a smaller roster, toss him in the deck, but I wouldn't rank to him, and that's what this list is at the end of the day. Falcon, you guys know how I feel about Falcon. I'm not the biggest fan. I wouldn't rank to Falcon, and I definitely wouldn't do it unduped, but if you enjoy Falcon, go ahead and rank him up. I hope you enjoy him a lot. All right, Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa is a very fun champion. Elsa seems like very polarizing to me, and so does Ronin. It feels like people either love them or they hate them. At the end of the day, they're both solid champions if you know how to play them, especially Ronin. You really have to know how to play Ronin, and you know, he could do some really incredible things. Go check out Allison Edit's YouTube channel if you want to see some crazy, insane Ronin gameplay. Also, Taskmaster gameplay as well. I was watching some of that Taskmaster stuff, Allison. Very impressive stuff. All right, let's move over to Science. Now, I said skill was probably the weakest. Science is unarguably the strongest 7-star class. All right, Titania, Hulk, and Silk for me in the top options. Titania, I have a rank 3. Unbelievable champion. Hulk, unbelievable champion. Silk, unbelievable champion. None of them need to be duped. I'd say Silk wants the dupe the most out of these. Hulk becomes a better defender with the dupe, but Silk gets that nice slow debuff on her heavy attacks. So solid. Very useful for a lot of Mystic matchups as well. Dr. Doom, Sasquatch, right? That kind of thing. Yeah. So if you get a 7-star Silk, congratulations. If you get any of those champions as a 7-star, rank him up immediately. You will not regret it. Moving on to great options, Spider-Gwen. Oh my goodness gracious. I ranked to my Spider-Gwen because I had 4 Science Tier 6 Catalysts, and I was like, what do I do with these? I duped Spider-Gwen 2 days ago. I'll rank her up. I like the champion. She has become one of my favorite rank 2s. I used her in the past 2 Alliance War seasons. We're halfway through this, we just finished War 7, so I must have used her for at least 17 out of 19 of this Alliance War meta. She was an instant pick for me in last seasons in Battlegrounds for offense and defense. She's stolen a lot of kills on defense for me. She is a very underrated, fantastic champion, especially if she's duped for offensive purposes. But yeah, Spider-Gwen is great. And Photon as well, an incredible 2-way champion. I don't have Photon as a 6-star or a 7-star. I wish I did. She could really go up to top options, but so could Spider-Gwen and Piggy, honestly. Science class is just so deep. If you play Battlegrounds and you have a Photon, put her in your deck. Consider taking her to rank 2. She will just kill people on defense sometimes. It's just kind of how it works. And she's also very underrated on offense as well. Spider Pig. We've seen some incredible stuff by Spider Ham lately, like in the Battle Realm Brawl. Lots of great stuff. I believe Fintech and Pepe were both using Spider Ham, I believe. Or maybe just Fintech. Either way, Spider Ham, incredible champion, great two-way champion, fantastic on defense with those animations, and very potent on offense against a lot of Mystic defenders. Overseer. A lot of people love Overseer. I like Overseer. I wouldn't rank Overseer unless he was duped, okay? Very important. I value his sig ability very, very highly. I value his sig level very highly. So I wouldn't want to rank up like a low sig Overseer. I would absolutely rank up like a sig 60, sig 80 Overseer, just for more retaliation damage and burst damage and stuff, but that's just me, all right? Now, we have Morbius. I don't think it's like a bold thing to say every spender in the game has a 7-star Morbius. So you know if you like him or not. If you like him, take him to rank 2. If you don't. Quick and easy. He's very good, all right? Mr. Negative, one of my most wanted 7 stars. This guy is absolutely incredible. One thing to watch out for in PvP content, the Mastery Unfazed, okay? Kind of ruins his rotation a little bit, but everywhere else, absolutely incredible. The damage is so good on the 7-star. I want one so bad. Munash just pulled a 7-star. It's his favorite champion. I'm so excited. I'm sure he's going to be uploading a lot of fantastic 7-star negative content, so go check out Munash's channel if you want to see some of that. Joe Fixit. Joe Fixit is pretty darn solid. One thing he really does want to be duped. Sig 20 is okay. You don't need a super duper high sig on this guy, but if you have a dupe Joe Fixit, could totally be worth a rank up. All right. Moving on, I'm gonna go a little bit faster here because this video is already 12 minutes long. We have 4 classes left. Debatable, Spidey Classic. The champion everybody was saying sucked at the beginning, which was the silliest thing people were saying, is nuking champions in Battlegrounds left and right as a 7-star. 7-star rank 1, taking down Mystic defenders in about 30 seconds. The guy is pretty darn cracked at the end of the day, especially with the Spidey 2099 relic. He's much better with it, right? That special 2 and the physical vulnerability he does, very, very solid. All right, Spot. Spot is currently in the Titan pool, cycling out soon. I don't think I would rank up a 7-star Spot anytime in the near future, and I'll tell you why. Because he really does like his sig ability for damage. He could be a better defender as a 7-star, for sure. At the end of the day, I feel like my 6-star rank 4 sig 200 might outperform a 7-star unduped if you really utilize the sig ability, okay? But that's just how I feel about it. Maybe like a sig 60, sig 80 Spot would definitely be better probably, but yeah, it's just hard to get these champion sig levels up right now, all right? Captain America Infinity War. There are lots of rank 2 unduped Cap Infinity Wars rolling around. He's been very useful with the decay tactic. Once that goes away, I'm not sure if he's still going to be as useful as he seems right now, all right? So don't jump the gun and rank 2 Cap until like that happens, in my opinion, because if you're seeing a lot of great stuff in Battlegrounds last season, very relevant with decay, you know, the damage is still there. The damage is absolutely enormous, but he got a lot of additional utility, okay? From that tactic. If you do want to see a rank 2 unduped Cap Infinity War perform in Battlegrounds, go check out BMG's channel. He uploaded a very solid video on Cap and also did some questing stuff for synergies and stuff as well. He worked very hard on it. Very solid video. All right, Void. I would not rank Void unduped. If you happen to dupe him somehow from the loyalty crystal, I could see a rank 2 Void being pretty darn solid. He's a great defender. He was great in last Battlegrounds on defense for me, the hazard shift, but yeah. Ant-Man. Ant-Man's underrated in my opinion. I would not rank him unduped, but if I duped a 7-star Ant-Man, I probably wouldn't because I have like a rank 3 Titania. There's a bit of overlap there, but he's definitely solid. Moving on to Mystic. All right. America Chavez and Juggernaut. I feel like at this point, we don't really have to talk about America Chavez. She's so good as a 2-way. She will kill you so fast on defense, and she will kill the opponent even faster on offense. Juggernaut. How is Juggernaut a 7-star? How is Juggernaut a 7-star? How is that a thing? Moving on, we have Sasquatch. Sasquatch is an exceptional two-way champion. He is very underrated on offense, and you know how much of a brick wall he is on defense. Even if you don't play Battlegrounds, in my opinion, one of the most underrated attackers in the game. Dragon Dude. I have a rank 2 Dragon Dude. So much fun. One of the most fun playstyles in the entire game, and the guy is just absolutely rock solid. He's one of, like, in my opinion, he's like the definition of, like, reliable. You know, I love the corner mechanic. I love playing with him. I love his animations. Very solid champ. Wong has been going the hell off in Necropolis, dude. I've been seeing solos all over the place of Wong. I really wish I had one for Necropolis. That would have been so much fun. But yeah, Wong, dude, I had a feeling he was going to be great in there, and he's looking very, very solid. So if you're looking to explore Necropolis, check into some Wong gameplay. Also, Wong, underrated on attack, but very potent on defense. Kushala, one of the newer champions, right? Very, very, very solid attacker. I really value her sig ability a lot. She's definitely usable on duped. If you pulled a 7-star, I could totally see an unduped 7-star Kushala putting in a lot of work, but I really do like her sig ability a lot. But yeah, I actually have a rank 3 7-star Kushala in my battle group. My buddy Admin has one. It was his first rank 3. So yeah, it's a good champ. Wiccan worth his weight in gold in the Necropolis as well. Great for that null fight, great for that Gallon fight, great for the last 1% of the Grandmaster. Yeah, Wiccan, great champion for Battlegrounds, for Alliance War, for Gore, Hulkling, Cosmic champions in general who gain buffs on contact, right? Very solid for those. Could also be a sneaky defender as well. But at the end of the day, he's not the best defender. I used to make the joke that he's the best defender because he crashes the game. That was patched a while ago. That was fixed up. So yeah, that's not happening anymore. Thank God. But yeah, Werewolf by Night. I love this champion. One of my most wanted 7-stars. I think I'm going to be holding any Titan crystals that come from Cyber Weekend until it shifts over, because he'll be in the next one. He's so much fun. He actually died to him in Alliance War. 2 wars ago. He's a very potent defender. Let me tell you, it was a debuff immunity node, so you couldn't put the withers on him, because right now he launched at the time where he has the defense tactic, so decay, the attack tactic, made him like kind of nothing on defense. Once that goes away, I think people are going to see how potent he could be on defense. All right, one mistake and you're kind of dead. And his animations are all over the place. Plus, very underrated attacker. My buddy Bittersteel put out a bunch of fantastic werewolf content. Go check it out. So did MSD. Really impressive stuff. And just from their 6 stars, but I want a 7-star so bad, dude. Mojo is in the Incursions crystal. Very hard to dupe him, but if you do dupe him, that could be an absolutely ridiculous offensive weapon. And of course, Mojo, we know how good he is on defense. Ebony Maw, not my favorite champ. I don't think he's as good on defense as people say. There are so many fantastic science champions who counter him very effectively, but with the Ghost Rider relic, he's actually pretty darn solid on attack, especially at rank 2 or rank 3. All right. I believe DLL took him to rank 3, so if you want to see some rank 3 gameplay, I think he did an incursion stream with him, but don't quote me on that. I just popped into the stream for like a second. All right, we have Mordo and Debatable. Mordo is an unbelievably underrated champion lately. Obviously, we know how potent he is on defense, but on offense, he's very solid against cosmic attackers. That Soul Barb is fantastic and very, very strong, and the Furies are very potent. Mangog is in Debatable because if you don't play Battlegrounds, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But if you do, you know how potent he is on defense. I'm planning to rank to mine for sure. I put the little star next to him. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need the dupe at all. But I like his dupe. It makes him a little bit better on offense, okay? But for defense, which is like his main use at the end of the day, totally fine unduped. Kindred. Same reason. If you don't play Battlegrounds, you probably don't need to rank up Kindred, but he's kind of like a staple in your deck if you have him. Like, if you can kind of like auto win the round if the opponent does not have a solid counter to him, right? Of course, not guaranteed for sure, but just that final, first of all, the degen throughout the fight could absolutely catch you, right? And the fight can snowball very, very quickly, but that root at the end and the degen, he can get you. Sorcerer Supreme. She's definitely a good champion, never been my favorite. I feel like she's definitely one of the weaker 7 stars in the Mystic class, in my opinion. She's just like a little bit slow for battlegrounds and war type stuff. You don't really want to use her for Everest content. There's better options for questing. Just kind of feels like she's a little bit outdated at this point for me, but she is definitely solid. Her armor breaks make her hit pretty hard. She has slow. Her regen on block is kind of cool. So yeah, she could do some things, just never really been my champion. All right, moving on to Cosmic. Now, Cosmic's an interesting class because, like Cosmic in general, the top of the class, stacked. The middle, okay. The bottom, bad. All right? So, top options in Cosmic: Null, Gamora, and Venom. Gamora, dude, so underrated. Absolutely incredible. Worth her weight in gold in Necropolis for me. She put in so much work. Null, such a good two-way. An absolute wall on defense, especially if you run Inequity, especially if he's duped. That's the thing. He does like the dupe, he does like to be high sig, but he doesn't need it. I have a rank 2 unduped Null, very solid. Very actually decent on attack and battlegrounds as well. I'm talking like you use one special 2, build up one special 1, build up to a special 2, and the fight is just about over against another 7-star. So if you're punching down on 6 stars for now, yeah, very, very solid. Venom has like emerged from like his cave once the 7-star once the game started shifting into 7 stars. This guy, man, as a 7-star, especially with the Venom relic, is absolutely phenomenal. So good that I chose him from 100% exploration of Necropolis. That's how good he is. Go check out Fintech's gameplay of Venom. Insane. It will convince you, because it convinced me. All right, moving on here to great options. We have Maestro. If you explore Necropolis, take Maestro to rank 2. It's like a trophy, all right? Plus, he's pretty darn freaking solid, especially on defense, all right? He's gonna win you some Battlegrounds matches, and if he doesn't, he's gonna be some good band bait, all right? Gore is this very, very, very solid 2A. He does like his sig ability, though. I like the undermine that you get to counter something like, like Penny Parker and stuff like that. The auto block and everything. Yeah, Gore is certainly a very solid champion. I would love to have one. He was initially who I was going to pick from the Necropolis selector, but I got swayed by the chat at the last second. Vox. Most people don't have Vox yet, let me tell you that. But there's already some Vox solos from Necropolis flying around. He is incredible in there. He's also incredible in Battlegrounds, he's exceptional in War, and he's outrageous in like solo questing content. The worst defender, though. This is so bad on defense, but that's all right. He's an attacker. The damage from his degen, the damage over time, is incredible, and degen is direct damage, so energy resistance he doesn't care about physical resistance. Really, really solid. He gets around neutralize. He has relevant immunities. He's immune to like power burn, power lock, all that stuff. Really, really solid gem. Gladiator. A lot of people don't like Gladiator. I think Gladiator is pretty darn solid. I have a rank 5. I like him a lot. I understand people don't like the playstyle. If you don't like him and you have one, don't rank him up. You don't have to like every champion. Simple as that. If I got one, I would totally rank him. I think the playstyle is really fun. I really like hitting through special attacks while unstoppable. I think it's a fun time. But yeah, Terrax. Terrax is a fantastic 2-way for Battlegrounds, right? Now here's the thing. If you like want to go all in on Terrax, I'd probably recommend banning like Wiccan, banning Absorbing Man, right? Those types of champions, right? Because Terrax can like kind of turn into nothing if he has a really solid counter. However, if there isn't a really solid counter available, that's a lot of chip damage probably from Terrax, and he's also very underrated on attack as well. So, moving on. Hyperion. Hyperion definitely wants at least Sig 20 in my opinion. I probably wouldn't touch him unduped, but maybe I would. It's because it's Hyperion, he's still strong. But just Sig 20 is enough for him. That's what I love, you know? And 7-star Hyperion, man, that is going to be very potent. That is going to be a very powerful champion. So maybe unduped would be fine, but preferably duped. Odin, exceptionally underrated champion. Go check out Sweeta's channel. I believe he live streamed some of Necropolis with Odin if you want to see 7-star rank 2 Odin do stuff. He got a lot of solos in Necropolis. Odin is fantastic for Everest quests. Like, he was great in Abyss. He's great in Labyrinth. He came out after both those quests, so it didn't really matter. You know, he was solid in like the Eternity of Pain and the Summer of Pain type quests, all those bosses and everything. Oh yeah. So he's also sometimes good in Battlegrounds, depending on the meta. Usually not, but he has some nice utility. He has a lot of buffs. He has almost permanent True Strike. The special 2 is solid. He's a good champ. Angela in Incursions, oh my god, is so much fun. Now, even unduped in Incursions, she can absolutely go crazy, especially with the Odin synergy. If you have a 7-star Odin and a 7-star Angela, that's going to be the perfect Incursions team. All right, moving on to debatable. We have Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfers, here's the thing. If you play on like top 5 AQ, you want to rank him for prestige. If you don't, and you like the here's the thing. He's underrated on attack for like battleground stuff. He has relevant resistances. He can actually do a lot of damage very quickly. I just feel like there are just better options for him, right? Especially as like the Titan pool shifts over and stuff like that. It's just the cosmic class is only gonna get stronger. And Silver Surfer's a champion. I value his sig ability very highly because it like goes up like this, so you really feel the difference between unduped and sig 200. So yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Surfer. I always have. He's definitely not a bad rank up, but I just feel like there are better ones. Arcus. I kind of feel like everything I just said about Silver Surfer, I feel about like these 4 champions. Like Arcus is definitely solid. He's a solid champ. The cold snaps are decent. The damage is decent after special 3 when you get the Fury, and you have the armor shatter that requires a special 2 first. So 5 bars of power, but he does have the passive power game. I know some people actually who used their 7-star Arcus in Necropolis for Nimrod, right? Because you have to have the damage over time, and also Nimrod is a robot, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, at the end of the day, if Arcus is like your only cosmic champion, that's a 7-star that you got for the loyalty crystals, and you have like 4 cosmic tier 6 class catalysts, could be a solid rank up. He's definitely could be sneaky on defense in battlegrounds. I don't know, maybe I'll rank him. I have a lot of cosmic champions I want to rank now though, but yeah, Red Goblin's like solid. He was great for that power burn meta. He has some relevant stuff going on. MSD has put on an absolute show with Red Goblin over the years. He does want to be duped and at a high sig. That should totally be here. And he does preferably want the Odin synergy and even the Valkyrie synergy along with that. So the Odin pre-fights. So yeah, Red Goblin is definitely solid with synergies. He's okay in PvP content, but he could use a little bit of extra love in my opinion. I would like a little value buff from Red Goblin. I think that'd be really cool. Venom the Duck. Please, 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 can we get like a value buff on him, please? Please, please. He's so cool. He's such a cool champion. Make him just a little bit better. I know he's like really good once you ramp him up after 4 fights, but you can't use him in battlegrounds. You're not going to use him in war. He's okay in incursions. There are just better options. There are like 4 better options just in the cosmic class than a fully ramped Venom the Duck in incursions. The thing is like you would use him in like quests, but nowadays quests are like 6 fights long, so you would start to use a ramped Venom the Duck at like the 5th fight out of 6. It just needs a little bit of love, alright? Moving on to tech. Top options. Shuri. I don't think we have to talk about it after Necropolis, alright? Shuri is just good everywhere. She's good in the long form content. She's good in act content. She's amazing in war. She's amazing on defense. Shuri, very good. Hulkbuster. Everything I just said about Shuri, plop it onto Hulkbuster. My first rank 3 champion. Go check out my final Necropolis stream where I did the reverse controls path, which is the hardest path in my opinion with Hulkbuster. They go reverse controls after they use a special. They use a special like 3 times. Absolutely insane power control. Warlock will be entering the base pool soon. I pulled him from a Titan. Warlock is Warlock, one of the top tech champions. Absolutely fantastic. Totally worth a rank 2. Up next we have Iron Man, reworked, great champion. I have a 7-star Iron Man. I'm not touching him until he's duped. I value his Sig ability very highly. I have a rank 5 6-star Sig 200. I use him a lot. Great champion. I would love to dupe the 7-star. I'd probably rank 2 him even though I have the rank 5 6-star. But yeah, Iron Man, great champion if you pulled him from a Titan or you got lucky from a Paragon or something. If you pulled Howard the Duck from a loyalty crystal, I hate you so much. Not actually. I probably like you a lot. But man, am I jealous. Man, am I jealous. I want one so bad. He's so good. He's so good. I've seen Necropolis solos with him. I've seen nukes in Battlegrounds. So good, man. Just so good. Rocket Raccoon. I have a rank 2 Rocket. He is so much fun. The guy puts on an absolute clinic in Battlegrounds. One downside, for sure, he's a little squishy, but it's kind of balanced in a way because he kills champions so quickly. He kills the defender so quickly in Battlegrounds that the points lost for the chip damage is actually made up in the time. It's actually kind of interesting. Now, one thing to note, block proficiency stat focus on this guy is very darn solid. It helps with that chip damage. He has like some 35, 40-second fights in Battlegrounds, and he's just plopped up. Good stuff. Mysterio, great two-way for Battlegrounds, very underrated attacker, and you know how annoying it is on defense when he's spamming the heavy attack, right? So, Mysterio, great champion to take the rank 2, even a possible solid rank 3 option. Lady Deathstrike, this champion I really like a lot. One of my favorite champions on the year, actually. I value her a lot as a two-way, like offense and defense. Now, she certainly has her counters, and when there is a really great counter to her, she's nothing on defense. But on offense, she's probably the best Weapon X counter, and he's definitely relevant. Guardian is solid. It's just that like he really does prefer to be at a high sig, at least duped. And like we said, most people don't have the 7 stars duped. My buddy Yusafa, who is literally the biggest account in MCOC, has a rank 2 Guardian. I feel like he knows he's gonna have a high sig on that guy eventually. So great investment from Yusafa there. But yeah, Guardian is now in the base pool, so I'm sure Yusafa will get that sig up as time goes on. Guillotine 2099, one of my Necropolis MVPs, so many solos with her across the community the past couple of days, fantastic. The thing is, it's like once I'm done with Necropolis, well, I got my rank 2 Guillotine. Now what? I probably won't use her for a while, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, she is a sneaky defender for Battlegrounds, I will say, and she could be decent on offense in war. But yeah, who knows? She's a great champion to invest in for Necropolis, though, and that's relevant right now, and that's all that matters right now. More stuff matters, but you know what I mean, all right? Civil Warrior, if you got him, he's okay. Mine staying at rank 1, he's okay. It's debatable. I said every champ's going to be on the list. War Machine. I like War Machine. I wouldn't rank 2 him over the other tech champs. I actually feel like tech is one of the more well-rounded 7-star classes. I feel like there isn't really like a bad one. Even Civil Warrior, War Machine, Captain Wilson, Iron Man, Infinity War down in debatable, they're all like solid enough. Captain Wilson does want to be at a high sig, I will say, and Iron Man Infinity War, I would not rank him unduped, but he's actually a very solid defender still if there isn't a counter, and he's decent on offense, and he's actually solid in Necropolis for Everest content. Captain Wilson, if it was easier to get his sig up, he would be so good, because if he'd be punching down on 6 stars right now, that would be incredible. But he can be decent on defense, right? War Machine, more of a support champion, but at the end of the day, his damage could ramp very highly. Special 2, Special 3, armor breaks, get the Furies. I just wouldn't want to rank him over Shuri, Hulkbuster, Warlock, Iron Man, Howard the Duck, Rocket, Mysterio, the list goes on. The tech class is very deep and very well rounded, like I said, in my opinion. Moving on to Mutant. We have Sunspot, just like an absolute nuke, man. He's just so solid, you know? If you have a good Sunspot fight, it is very satisfying. The increased combat power rate is just so good for him. Bishop, unbelievable two-way. Is an unbelievable two-way, right? And Domino, again, unbelievable two-way. She doesn't need the high sig, but like she kind of really likes it, you know, but even Sig 20 could totally be decent for defensive purposes and definitely fine for offensive purposes. If you don't care about Battlegrounds of War or anything like that, you just like a questing champion, Domino's great for that, especially with her Trinity, Mersakre, and Red Hulk. Moving on to great options. Danny Moonstar preferably likes to be duped, preferably does like to be at a high sig for that reliability, for the Nick Fury counter, for the Zemo counter, right? Stuff like that. Basically, what the sig does is just awakened, you get like the death immunity counter, the marked passive, but the higher the sig, you get the chance for any debuff that's purified or cleansed to be turned into a passive, and that's how you cheese Nick Fury's second life with her. Strife. Dude, Strife as a 7-star, incredible. Worth his weight in gold to me in Necropolis. I brought my rank 2 to Alliance War literally today. Took like 4 fights with him, took the boss with him. So much fun, incredible. Damage is outstanding. OG Storm, I used her in Necropolis. She's one of my MVPs in Battlegrounds, dude. She is so good. Her damage output, especially against like Kingpin, Korg, those types of champions, Atuma, you know, those relevant skills. She counters the skill class so well, and that is something that is important when you're making your rank ups. Like, do you have a counter to the opposite side of the class wheel? Do you have a purification counter? Do you have a Tuma, Korg, Kingpin, stun purify counter, right? Like Bishop or Storm. Let's say you don't have Bishop and you need that, and you pulled an OG Storm from the Loyalty Crystal. She could be a great rank 2 for you. Storm Pyramid X, great 2-way champion. She's very solid on offense, big damage, but on defense makes me want to rip my freaking hair out unless I'm using like Hulkbuster. Colossus. Y'all know I don't love Colossus. I'll never pretend like I like Colossus, but he is solid. Relevant immunities, the damage is fine. As a 7-star, the increased combat power rate will probably make getting to Special 2 a lot more palatable, okay? So, if you pull the Colossus from a Titan, I'm sorry. If you like him, congratulations. But I'm sorry. All right, Emma Frost. Emma Frost, I chose from the selector, took her to rank 2 immediately. I like her a lot. She's great. Has a lot of utility, has a lot of fun stuff going on, has decent damage. Also, very solid on defense. She's tanky. The reverse controls can get people. If she's unduped, thinking that she has reverse controls can get people. Pretty solid champ. I've always really liked her a lot. Moving on to debatable. Sauron. Sauron is like better than people say. I know when the 7-star pool was announced, it was like, why is Venom the Duck and Sauron in there? And they were kind of grouped together. But Sauron is better than people say. You know, he's solid against certain skill defenders. He's solid against like Zemo, for example. Because he's got the bleed resistance. You don't have to worry about much with him. If you get rooted, that's fine. You'll heal the entire fight. He's very annoying on defense. He can win you Battlegrounds matches on defense. But yeah, you know, it's still Sauron. You know, it's not always super duper fun to rank a defender only, you know? But if you really care about Battlegrounds, if you want to like really improve your defense, Sauron is one of the better mutants to do that with. Namor. I absolutely freaking love Namor. I have a rank 5 6-star. It's just that, like, you know, the damage is there, but his sig ability is so good, you know? Like, I want one like for the future. Like, I want to have my 7-star Namor when I can put mutant sigs into him, you know? But those don't exist yet, so I guess I'll wait on the Namor for now. But if I got one, I wouldn't be upset. I just wouldn't like run to rank 2 him, you know? Gambit is solid with the Gambit relic, straight up. But, you know, I wouldn't like be running to rank 2 him over other mutants anyway. I feel like the top of, kind of like Cosmic, the top of the mutant class for 7 stars, very solid. Then there's a lot of like very good ones, and there are some that are like, you know, maybe in the future, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, guys, this is, in my opinion, the best champions to take to rank 2 and to rank 3. Best 7 stars to rank. How about we just say that? Make it easy for everybody. All right. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. All right. One more reminder here in case you skipped to the end of the video. The little star, that means they like to be duped. The little arrow, that means they like a really high sig. Not all of them are required. You're gonna have to watch the video to figure out which ones are. All right. So that's it for this one. If you're watching this the day it goes live and you live in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't live in the United States, or if you're not watching this on Thanksgiving, hope you have a nice day. That's it. That's it. Hit the subscribe button and the like button. That's it for this one, guys. I'll be seeing you around, and leave a comment. It helps. You know, it helps. I'll I'll be seeing you around.